Um, Hi, this is Dr. Sergio Conti, and today we are going to talk about the endocrine systems and why these endocrine systems is very important for the human body because it's going to work together with the nervous system to create a control of the human body. What is an hormone? An hormone is basically a substance is segregated by a gland, and we're going to produce some. Uh, will produce an action in the body. Could be something we call negative feedback or positive feedback, and this will be possible to create something that's called homeostasis. That means the body, the human body, cannot live if we don't have a homeostasis. Homeostasis is related also to the pH, the normal pH of the body, as you know, is 7.45. We will talk during this 30 minutes about the location and the function of the major endocrine organs and glands like the hypothalamus, the pituitary glands, the thyroid glands, the thymus glands, pineal glands, pancreas, adrenal glands, and the gonads. We will discuss also about the common disorder. What happen when this gland doesn't work normally. What is the endocrine organs and glands? It's a series of organs and glands in your body that secrete chemical messenger in your bloodstream. And exocrine gland, the contrary, are like the sweat gland. Sweat gland, when you are sweating, yes, you are using the sweat gland, who are in the skin, and secrete out water out to your body. It's like when your body is have a temperature, a high temperature. Need to reduce the temperature. One of the way to reduce the temperature is just secreting water out of the body. They are not part of the endocrine system. Yeah, they need to be specific. All the part of something is called exocrine gland is the pancreas. Pancreas will produce for the endocrine um, part insulin and glucagon, but for the exocrine gland will produce amylase and lipase. Uh, many glands like the hypothalamus and the pancreas has multiple functions. We're going to continue talking now about the different glands in the body. First, let me tell you the hormones are basically chemical messenger released by the endocrine glands. Repeat again. Hormones are chemical messenger released by endocrine glands. They are released in the bloodstream, travel all over the body, some affecting a million of cells simultaneously. A small part of the hormones can affect millions of cells in a human body. Hormones act for minutes. hmm? They usually start in minutes, even hours, and sometimes some of the hormones, like the parathormones, for example, they can last like days. Many hormones are secret all the time, but the amount secreted it changes as needed. Okay, this is very important. Uh, how the hormones work? Oh, they are released. They look for the target cell. For example, the insulin is going to work in the muscle cells and in the liver cells. Okay, and that's called the target cell or the insulin. And then bind to the site outside of the cell. They're like a neurotransmitters, and bind to site inside of the cell also. They acting inside or outside. Uh, Hormones bind to the outside of the cell. They can have a several different effects, either changing cellular permeability or sending the target cell a message to change the enzyme activity inside of the cell. That's mean the hormone came, they bind to the outside of the cell of the membrane, the cell membrane, but send information inside of the cell what is changing the way has how the cell is going to work. Very important, can act outside the cell and can send information through the messengers inside the cell. Steroid. Steroid is a different class of hormone. They are particularly powerful because they combine the site inside of the cell. Steroid go inside the cell. There are lipid molecules pass easily through target cell membrane, pass easily through target cell membrane. Remember, the cell membrane are by is bilayers membranes, bilayer membranes of usually phospholipids. Then it's easy for them, if they are lipid molecular, they're easy to pass through this target cell membrane. Yeah, interact directly with the cell DNA. Go to the DNA inside the cell, and it will change the cell activity. Will change the activity. Need to be very carefully regulated, and you need only a small amount of the steroid to have an effect. How we control the endocrine activity? The endocrine activity depends on the amount of the hormones secreted. The changes but are based in situational demands. Many endocrine organs secrete hormones continuously. I tell you, something is called, we need to understand, it's called the negative feedback. Negative feedback, let me explain. The body has a lot of glycemia, a lot of glucose, then they send a signal to the pancreas. The pancreas needs to release insulin. The insulin is an hormone who are going to lower the level of the glucose in blood. Remember, the level of glucose need to be 100 and fasting, and the patient is fasting, or 150 when the patient is eat after 2 hours. They eat is 150. Then when the value go over that, for example 200, the pancreas need to release insulin. The insulin is going to take this glucose inside of the cell or the muscle, or will storage this glucose in the liver, and the way is called glycogen. Glycogen is the way the glucose is stored in the liver. This is how the insulin works, and this is as a negative uh, biofeedback. Um, we we have problems in the body can provoke the release of the hormone. Some of them are the blood pressure. When the blood pressure going down, some enzymes or some hormones are released. For example, the renin, the renina, renin, the renin. I'm sorry, renin will increase the blood pressure. Also, if you have a problem with the blood oxygen that normally need to be at a saturation between 95 and 99, and it's going lower, this will be, some hormones will be um, released. Almost the heart rate that normally is in 80, it is going lower than 80, goes 60, we start the hair will release some hormones. Of course, the blood sugar I explained before, because the problem with the insulin. Okay, basically, this is I would like discuss today. Tomorrow we will go over how the hormones act in different organs inside the bodies, giving different results. Thank you for listening to my first class of anatomy and physiology. And this is Dr. Sergio Conti, and I hope so you enjoy my class.